Today I'm diving into cherished childhood photos, revisiting some of my favorite toys that I received at Christmas when I was a kid. I'm using this new folio scrapbook I designed and decorated with Christmas themed papers from Simple Stories. This project combines storytelling, creativity, and nostalgia, so cozy up for some sweet holiday reflections to the days of Heat Miser and Freeze Miser, Charlie Brown Christmas, and of course the Toys R Us Christmas catalog. As I mentioned, I'll use my new product, the folio scrapbook. It measures 6.5 by 10.5 inches. It's got 12 pages and a pocket in the back to store ephemera or any other thing that you want to put back there. The flap at the front can be closed with Velcro or ribbon or twine. It's actually very versatile, which means you can use it for anything. I designed it for more free-flowing scrapbooking or creative journaling, junk journaling, what have you. There are no design rules, just fill it out with whatever you want. This Christmas album is the first project I'm making with the folio, so we will both see how it turns out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'm also using this Simple Stories paper pack from my stash. I've never used it, so now is as good a time as any to crack it open. I'll also play around with some old Close to My Heart stamp sets, and I'll look at some other embellishments from my stash. I may use the CRICUT Joy Extra in this project too. I'm just kind of going with wherever the muse takes me. The inspiration for this album are these old Christmas photos I found over the summer when we were cleaning out my parents' home for their move. We went through like over 40 magnetic photo albums. You know, those old photo albums with the sticky pages and the plastic that you folded over to protect the pictures. Well, we went through all of those and then we put the pictures in this organizer that I got from Michael's. Looking through the Christmas pics, I kind of got nostalgic over all the toys I received over the years. And as an only child, these toys meant so much to me. They kept me company on rainy days when the neighborhood kids didn't come outside. They spurred my imagination and they brought me a lot of joy. So I felt that making an album dedicated to these toys would be a fun tribute to them. I'm going to use the original photos in this album. And because I'm using archival safe materials, I'm not too concerned about whether these vintage photos will be damaged. It's funny that you're saying the 70s are vintage photos. That's just kind of makes me feel really old. If you are concerned about using older photos in your albums, you can always scan them and print them out and then put them in the album and keep the originals in an archival safe storage bin. Next, I went to my Pinterest account and looked up a board where I had saved links to toys from the 70s. I created this board many years ago on a whim, and for this project, I just went to the links from the Pinterest saves, and that way I could print out the pages, the pictures, or the old ads that were featuring the toys. I will use these pics on some of the pages, and then the ad will go in that back pocket of the folio scrapbook. You'll notice during this project that I have this really big bandage on my thumb, and that's because I had an injury. I was using the new We Are Makers stack cinch cutter, and I'm not really sure how it happened, but needless to say, the cutter attacked me. And so I had to go to the emergency room. Yeah, so the cutter is actually really good. I'd been waiting for it for a really long time, but I don't think it likes me, even though I like it. I think it obviously cuts very well. This is not anything against We Are Makers. I think it's a good tool. I love all of their tools, but just be careful with how you use it. You'll notice that in these pictures, I have a ton of Fisher-Price toys. I love Fisher-Price. My neighborhood friends would bring their Fisher-Price toys over to my house, and then we'd set up a little town in my front yard. We had houses, a hospital, gas station, the schoolhouse, the airport, the camp tent, houseboat. We even had Sesame Street. And as we got new stuff for Christmas or birthdays, we put them in the little town. So at some point, I even added McDonald's and Holiday Inn. Now, those two products were by Play School, but it didn't matter because they fit right in with the other stuff. We would play all day from after Saturday morning cartoons were over. I think the last one in my area that came on was Fat Albert, or no, it was the Shazam ISIS hour. And we would go outside and play with these toys all day until the street lights came on. And you know what that meant. I mean, if you know, you know. I'm documenting these and other memories with journaling spots, just basically dot paper that you find in a lot of book journals, and just putting them here and there, making comments on the photos. So here's one. So for example, you'll notice in this picture, there's a Barbie camper. Groovy, right? But here's the thing. I never got a Barbie to go with it. When I asked my mother why not, she said, well, your grandmother and my grandmother and my mother would go out and buy my Christmas toys, and my father would put things together. So she says, well, your grandmother and I just thought the camper was cool on its own, and we didn't think about getting the doll to go with it. Huh? Needless to say, it wasn't really very fun playing with the camper. I mean, there's only so much you can do if you don't have the Barbie. So one day, out of boredom, I put my foot in the top of the camper and rolled around the house like it was a skate. And that was pretty much the end of the Barbie camper. I've been experimenting a lot with journals and bookmaking lately, and I've been looking for different ways to do memory keeping that incorporate more journaling and reflections and storytelling along with my pictures. And I've always been big on journaling in my scrapbooks, but I feel like over the years I got further away from that and more on like the product stuff and the layering and the design and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like right now in my life, I just don't have a lot of time to put into that. I'm just more into reflections and storytelling. I'm going to be going for less emphasis on design moving forward, like the rules, who cares? And the perfect page, who cares? And I'm going to focus more on meaningful documentation. This rethinking stems from some life events that I've had in the past year, and I'm still processing what the different approaches to scrapbooking means to the scrapbook school and for me myself. And I'm going to share these ideas with you in the new year. And here's the completed album. I am so happy with how it turned out. It's actually really fun to conceive of something and then make something with it. So I like how this turned out. I think I'm gonna make some more examples so you can see how versatile this thing is. We'll make more videos with this in the new year. Thanks so much for revisiting my 1970s childhood memories with me today. I encourage you to try this project out for yourself. Just pick anything you cherish, a hobby, books, recipes, whatever, and celebrate it in a memory book, junk journal, creative journal, whatever, mini album. Doesn't matter. Just celebrate it. Take some time to just be reflective about it and enjoy the process. Also, let me know what you think about the folio. I'm curious also as to how you are going to approach scrapbooking in the new year. So please leave your thoughts and ideas in the comment box below. I'm wishing you a peaceful, joyful, wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. And as always, happy scrapping.